What's going on? What's going on? What is going on? What is going on? How's it going? How's it going? How's everybody doing? If you're new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe. Tell me what's on your mind. How's it going? What's going on? What's going on? How are you doing this morning? How's it going? How's it going this morning? For me, it's 12. It's almost 1 o'clock. It's 12:54. 12:54. It's almost 1 o'clock in the morning. How are y'all doing? No, what's that? What is going on? What is going on? How are you doing this morning? If you're new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe. Subscribe to the channel. I haven't been feeling good myself, my friend. That's kind of why I'm up, because I slept all day. There's always somebody putting a Bible verse in the chat. Nothing wrong with it, though. But there's always somebody doing it. How's it going? How's it going? If you're new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe. How's it going? Everybody's got their own reason why they're up this late. Yeah. Here's old Bella whining her guts out. Everything's good, my friend. We had 12 people in here earlier. You hear Bella in the background, my bad dog. My bad dog's going crazy. Always making that damn whining sound. Come here, Bella. The bad dog. Hold on, I'm going to try to let her out of the room, see if that helps. Wait till he comes in. Open the door. She ain't gonna like it, but come on, let her back in here.
Wait a minute, Alexander. Go. I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it.
Maybe she is. She's laying down. Maybe she's okay. What's going on, everybody? If you're new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe. Go ahead and subscribe if you're new to the channel. Tell me what's on your mind. What did y'all think of that clusterfuck of John Cena tapping out? The man that never gives up taps out. What did y'all think of it? The guy who never taps out is giving up on live television on his last night in the WWE. Well, his last wrestling match in the WWE. He taps out on his last night as an active wrestler. What did y'all think of that? The guy, John Cena, never gives up, taps out. Tell me what you think about it. He totally didn't look like he was in it when he was tapping out. He did not look like he wasn't trying to sell it. He didn't try to make it look good. He just nonchalantly tapped out, smiling while he tapped out. Yeah, he was smiling while he tapped out. Worst wrestling ever. The WWE is the worst wrestling ever. They can't tell any storyline right. Why they even pick Gunther to be the guy to beat John Cena, I'll never know why they picked Gunther. But if they're going to pick Gunther, he could at least made him pass out. And they didn't want to do that because they already did that with Goldberg. But they should have done it again because it's what made the most sense. Sometimes just doing what makes the most sense makes the most sense. Gunther just came across looking like he beats up old men. That's all it came across like. Gunther just looks like he beats up old men. Gunther looks like he beats up old men that tap out. Oh. If I tried to understand WWE, I'd be doing late night streams a lot more often because you can never understand why WWE does the stupid things they do. He looked like he was at the twilight of his career and he was just giving up. He didn't even care that he was giving up. He was smiling while he did it. He was smiling as he tapped out. He's like Triple H wants me to put this guy over. I'm going to tap out. Everybody's invisible. I got 0 watching. My screen says I got 0 watching. Everybody's invisible. Somehow y'all are talking, but you're not in the room. Thank God TNA is going to make a lot more sense on AMC. That's all I got to say. TNA is going to be so much better on AMC. TNA on AMC is going to kick so much ass. Let's look at studio. I think we might see two title changes. I think we might see two title changes. I think we might see Mike Santana win the world title, and then we might see Nick Nemeth immediately beat him when he cashes in his world title shot. And then I think Mike Santana is going to get his title back at Genesis. I think that could happen. So Mike Santana could potentially be a 3-time champion real soon. What the hell are you talking about? Jey Uso attacks Gunther. You think that's going to happen on Raw or something? You think that's going to happen on Raw? If you're not subscribed to the channel, man, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed to the channel. Jey Uso should be a top guy, I think. Jey Uso should be a top guy. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. What's everybody doing tonight? I think the NXT champion should have beat Cody Rhodes clean. I think he should have beat Cody Rhodes clean. What would it hurt? What would it hurt if he'd beat Cody Rhodes clean? My dog's shaking the camera, if you're wondering. Well, not my dog. My son's dog. I have a good dog that lays still and is good. Then I got a bad dog that just whines and cries all the time. Cody should have just won the damn match. I understand why they wanted to protect Cody, but Cody doesn't need protecting. It would have just gave him to do something to do after he beat Drew. And then it could have potentially lifted another guy up. There's all the reasons in the world that it made sense to do it. But they just chose not to do it. They always just want to protect their champions. Because they think losing in a scripted world is the worst thing that can happen. People know that this is scripted. It's not going to hurt him to lose. Some guys just have a certain status, and it doesn't hurt them to lose. It's not going to hurt Cody to lose. Especially if he got passed out. Like if he did what we talked about earlier with Cena. If he had just passed out, there's no shame in passing out. Yeah, that would have probably been better than what they did. That would have been better than what they did. We just hit half an hour of watch time for this stream. Half an hour of watch time. Let's see how. We got 10.7 watch hours yesterday. 10.7 watch hours yesterday. 10.7 watch hours yesterday. Wonder how much of that was content versus. I know it's all content, but I wonder how much of that was. Holy shit, man. My COVID video got 6 watch hours. 6 watch hours for my COVID video. Make another one about COVID? I think I'm gonna kill it on when TNA goes to AMC though, man. I really do. I think I'm gonna kill it. What's going on? What's going on? How are you doing? My day's good. How about yours? So tell me what you think about John Cena tapping out. The guy who never gives up taps out in his last match in WWE. How does that make you feel? Mr. Never Give Up taps out. I think WWE royally fucked up. Yeah. Way to make us sad, right? I mean, they could have done the. Gunther should have never been the guy who done it. Gunther should have never been the guy who done it. Should have been some young guy like Jey Uso. The NXT World Champion would have been another perfect guy to be the guy who beats John Cena. Somebody young, somebody who can build a career like John Cena built a career off beating Kurt Angle. Somebody could have built a career off beating John Cena, and they could have made him pass out. They didn't have to make him tap out. LA Knight. LA Knight would have been a good choice. He was smiling because he knew he had to do it. He had to do it, but he didn't want to. That's why he was smiling. He's like, this is what Triple H wants. I'll tap out. Triple H wants me to tap out, I'll tap out. I'm a company guy. Somebody made an inappropriate comment. Somebody made an inappropriate comment. When you make inappropriate comments, I never see them. Nobody in the chat sees them. I just get a message saying you made an inappropriate comment. No one ever knows what you said. Welcome to the chat. If you're new to the stream, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. We talk all things pro wrestling, particularly TNA wrestling. Tell me what's on your mind tonight or morning, however you look at it. What's going on? What's going on? How's everybody doing tonight? Thanks for the hearts. Thanks for the hearts. Not only did I get 6 hours of watch time from the COVID video, I also got 2 subscribers from that video too. So that COVID video is my most recent video that did good. That COVID video. I'm kind of happy because the quality of the video, the video quality was so high. So I'm happy that one did good. What brought me back, like I said in the COVID video, was I started hearing rumors. My friend was telling me, Don was telling me that they were in talks of getting another major TV deal. And I didn't really want to get into TNA because TNA was on Access and they weren't really exposed. And I was like, I don't really want to be a part of something that's so little. But then when I heard that they're going to get a mainstream television deal, I was like, man, this is exciting. I started following Impact every week and waiting for updates, just clicking the news, checking the news, checking the news, checking the news. That's what got me back into TNA. Hell, man, isn't that what got you back into TNA when you started hearing the rumors about a major TV deal? Isn't that what got you back into TNA? Other than obviously me, but I get so many people hooked on TNA, it's not even funny. TNA should be sending me a check. TNA should be sending me a check. You're saying TNA makes bad choices, but they make good. They take chances, so it evens out. It's not like it's the same people making bad choices. There's been a lot of management in TNA that's changed over the years. I think today's management would have re-signed Bobby Roode. I think they would have done anything to keep AJ Styles. They would have done anything to keep They would have done anything to keep Sonny Sanaki. They would have done anything to keep Monty Brown. I truly think they would have done those things. I think today's management would have done anything to keep Monty Brown, anything to keep. I think today's management would have done anything to keep Monty Brown, anything to keep Bobby Roode, anything to keep Sonny Sanaki. But that management at the time didn't see what those guys were worth. They can't. It's not like they can make Mike Santana sign a contract. I mean, they should do anything they can to keep Mike Santana. But if Mike Santana doesn't want to sign a contract, there's nothing they can do about it. Same thing goes for. That's what I talk about in my newest video. Is that there will be guys that will come and go. It's just the way wrestling works. That doesn't kill a company. If that killed a company when AJ Styles left, that would have been the guy that would have killed the company. When AJ Styles left, if a company could be killed by a single wrestler leaving, it would have been when AJ Styles left. That would have killed the company. But a company can't be killed from that. It takes tons of bad decisions to kill a company. It takes tons and tons and tons of bad decisions. It doesn't take one bad decision. It takes not signing the talent you should sign, not telling the storylines that you should tell, not getting the merchandise deals you should get, not getting the licensing you should get, not getting the TV deals you should get. That's what kills a company. When you don't do any of those things right, your company dies. That's what will kill. That's what will kill AEW. And I should have just did a video on what I was ranting on because you could tell I was getting into it. What the hell are you talking about? It was Good Boyhood Dream. What are you talking about? I can't help but sit around and go, what if they kept Bobby Roode and Bobby Roode was facing Mike Santana? Those are the things I go, man, what if? What if Bobby Roode was facing Mike Santana? Think about how fucking awesome that would be. That's what we should be having today is Mike Santana versus Bobby Roode. The guy that struggled his whole life versus the guy that everything was handed to him. EC3. EC3, the spoiled rat, spoiled child, EC3 versus Mike Santana, who had to struggle for everything he ever had. Tell me that story doesn't write itself. Tell me that story doesn't write itself. EC3, the spoiled child versus Mike Santana, the guy who came from nothing. EC3 saying you're just jealous. Mike Santana saying you never worked for it, so you don't understand. And EC3 saying you're just jealous. They both got a hard argument that they could sell. No, neither guy has to be a babyface or a heel. They could just be EC3, the spoiled guy who's gotten everything handed to him, versus the guy who worked hard and had to do it everything the hard way. I want to see that match really bad. EC3 versus. I want them to bring Dixie Carter back and say that she's going to pay for her son to be world champion, and literally say, I'm going to pay so my son can be world champion. Dixie Carter should come to TNA and be the manager of EC3. Matt Morgan, there you go. There's another guy they should have signed. They should have kept Matt Morgan. They should have kept Matt Morgan. He should have been a world champion. Those are the big fuck-ups that no one talks about. Those are the big fuck-ups that TNA really did that no one talks about. Everybody wants to say Joe Henry. Joe Henry. Joe Henry, my ass. Say my name and I appear. It's so stupid it belongs over there. And I mean the E is where it belongs. Say my name and I appear. Or the hometown man. He's the fucking hometown in every city he goes to. He's the hometown man. He's the fucking hometown guy in every city he goes to. If that's not a WWE gimmick, I never heard one. What is going on? If you're new to the channel, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Tell me what's on your mind. Live content. Oh, that's enough to piss you off. Hobo? What do you mean, hobo? What are you talking about, hobo? Hometown man. It's fucking Cody Rhodes. I mean, Cody Deaner, man. It's Cody Deaner. His gimmick is that he's from every hometown he's in. Every town he's in, he's the hometown man. That's his whole gimmick, that he's the hometown man no matter where he goes. Well, I think his gimmick is devastatingly bad because not only does it come across as stupid, But when Mike Santana was legitimately in his hometown, there's this other guy claiming it's his hometown. It was not even his hometown. I think it took away from Mike Santana it being Mike Santana's hometown. I think it takes away from every guy's actual hometown when this guy's always claiming it's his hometown. I always thought it takes away from a guy's hometown that it actually is. Yeah, they say he's the hometown man every fucking town he's in. Yes, he's a baby face. He's a huge baby face. And the crowd bites into it, and that's why they love it because he sells merchandise like crazy. He sells a lot of merchandise because he's the hometown man in every fucking town he goes to. So everybody buys his merchandise in every fucking town he goes to because he's the hometown man. See, it's catchy. It's it ain't. It's easy. It's easy booking. It's not clever. It's WWE is what it is. It's the same thing with Joe Henry. All you have to do is say his name and he appears. You just say his name and he appears. He doesn't main event yet, but if he keeps selling merchandise, they're going to put him in the main event. No, TNA still acts like he's a comedy character. I will say that. At least they still act like he's a comedy character. He started in TNA. Joe Henry started in TNA, but his character came across as something that would get over in WWE immediately. So immediately people started going, he should be in WWE. Then when he went to WWE, they say, oh, TNA took a big loss. But they never took a big loss because it was always, he was a WWE guy even when he was in TNA because that was his character. He could spin around and he would appear. I mean, he was in backstage segments just popping up out of nowhere. It made no fucking sense. But that kind of shit works in WWE. That's why it worked so big the first time he did it in NXT. He just appeared. That's why when Randy Orton did it, the place came unglued when Randy Orton did the spin around. Those kind of characters just have no business in TNA. TNA is going to be TNA is going to be for mature audiences only when they get to AMC. Yeah, there's been a lot of flashes in the pan. I can't wait to see TNA in Walmart again. I can't wait to see TNA in Walmart again. I want to see Lockdown back. I want to see Lockdown back. Yeah, six-sided ring comes back at Lockdown. Six-sided rings come back at Lockdown. That's what I want to see. Once a year, six-sided ring for Lockdown. And Destination X. And Destination X. Destination X and Bound for Glory is supposed to be TNA's WrestleMania. Bound for Glory. Bound for Glory should be TNA's only stadium show. They should only do one stadium show a year, and it should be Bound for Glory. And Victory Roads should be the pay-per-view that Victory Road should be the pay-per-view that names the number one contender for the world title for Bound for Glory. They should use Victory Roads as the build-up pay-per-view to Bound for Glory, like WWE uses the Royal Rumble, or used to use the Royal Rumble. Now they just throw matches together because they have 17 world titles. Hold on a second, I'll be right back. Oh man, are you still there? I like King of the Mountain. I always felt like the King of the Mountain made more sense as a number one contender match, like a briefcase. What's going on? How you doing? I always felt like if they would put a briefcase where they had to hang a briefcase up, um, and it not actually be for the world title, have another match on the same show for the world title. I always felt like that would be the more ideal way to do that. But I like the concept of locking guys in the penalty box for 3 minutes after they get pinned. I really like the concept of locking guys in the penalty box. And the King of the Mountain matches always had 5 participants. I always felt like 3 would have been enough. That way, when the third guy got locked in the penalty box, it opened the door to have one-on-one action when the third guy was in the penalty box. But since there was 5 guys in the penalty box, you couldn't really play that out. So I would tweak the match by putting only 3 guys in the match, and by having and by having it for a number one contender spot, not a world title shot. Not for the world title, but for a number one contender shot. Because you're climbing the mountain, you're trying to get up to the top of TNA. And you could have Jeff Jarrett come in for commentary for those matches too, for nostalgia reasons. He doesn't have to be in the match. He can be on commentary, and it would hit just as much nostalgia. It would have just as much nostalgia if he was on commentary. Or Jeff Jarrett as an authority figure. That'd be another cool way to bring Jarrett in, because how about him as a director of authority? And what about doing elections? Shoot elections, like the real results of the election actually happens. How about doing once a year having an election to determine the new director of authority once a year? I remember when they did Vince Russo versus Dusty Rhodes in an election. They did Vince Russo versus Dusty Rhodes in the election, and the website crashed. So they just said Dusty Rhodes won, which he would have won because he was the baby face. He would have won anyways because he was the baby face. But obviously that wouldn't happen today if they held an election today. it wouldn't happen because they could hold it on a YouTube live poll, which would be the best way to do it because then YouTube would keep track of it and they could do it on a YouTube live poll on a YouTube live stream, and they could announce the results on Impact. They could close the poll and then announce the poll would close right before Impact went on the air, and then they could announce the results as the Impact came on the air. We can now project that Vince Russo is the new director of authority of TNA Wrestling. That would never happen, but not if it was legitimate. But if they could get real candidates, like guys that people actually would get on YouTube and and let them run on their real ideas, on their real stuff that they really come up with, like they literally run a campaign to become TNA president. Now that would be legitimately cool. Like Jeff Jarrett versus Jim Cornette versus Vince Russo. It could be multiple guys. Could you imagine like Vince Russo and Jeff Jarrett and Cornette having a debate? Could you imagine those guys having a debate? That would be the most awesome debate ever. Could you imagine Jim Cornette actually going at Jeff Jarrett about things he did wrong? Well, Jarrett could say, "You're a loose cannon, you're hard to work with, and it will always fall apart when it gets tough." And Cornette could be like, "You put yourself over, you made yourself look great." There's just tons of stuff like that. There's tons of material there. You couldn't work with people like Vince Russo. You couldn't work with the people that you had problems with. That would just be awesome. And of course, Vince Russo could say, "I had the highest rated wrestling segment of all time. The Rock, This Is Your Life. I know how to produce ratings. I've done it before and I'll do it again." There's a lot of things these guys could really say and could make you want to vote for all of them. And I might not make my decision until after I legitimately watch the debates. I would legitimately watch the debates and pick the winner based off the debates. But we're at 1.4 watch hours on this stream. 1.4 watch hours. They should just do a debate, a legitimate debate, and not even let this stuff go on TV. This would all be, because this would appeal mostly to the internet crowd. So they could do all this stuff on YouTube. They could do all this stuff on YouTube and it would appeal to the internet crowd. The only thing that the television audience would see is here's the new president of TNA Wrestling. I mean, here's the new director of authority. That's all they would see. They wouldn't see all this, the picking and choosing part. They would only see the all they would see was the results to the poll. They could do things like yeah, there's tons of, but the debate would be on the TNA channel. Their campaigning would be on their individual channels. The campaigning would be on their channels, but the debate would be on TNA's channel. Dude, it would just make so much sense. It would create so much buzz. I got this microphone with the camera I bought off Amazon. I wonder if I plug it in, will it work on my phone? It might kill my stream. It might fuck my audio up, so I'll have to end the stream. But we've done pretty good. So if it does, it does. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Let's see. I'm about to give it a shot. You don't hear me talking? Can you hear me talking? How about now? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? All right, I unplugged it. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now that I unplugged it? So when I had it plugged in, you couldn't hear nothing? Just buzzing. See, I have this. This plugs into the phone or whatever I want to plug it in, and this microphone. This is an antenna, and this is the microphone. But it's supposed, but it's supposed to be for my camera. I wasn't sure if it would work for my phone. I just read your text. You said I look tired. Yeah, I am a little tired. I'm trying to do it on my phone to see if I can record with my phone and get audio that works. Boop, 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 boop. I can't tell if that actually was working or not. Yeah, me too. I think I'm about to end it as soon as I get figure out if this works or not. Hold on a second. I'm going to record something and then walk out of the room and take my microphone out of the room and see if it hears me. And so I know it's not recording my phone. I still don't fucking know. I could hear a bunch of. Well, let's check how much we got so far. We got 1.6 watch hours right now. Almost 2 hours of watch hours. 1.6. You ready to end this stream, or you want to try to get to 2 hours? We also got 5 likes. We got 5 likes. What you want to do? So 1.6 watch hours is enough for you for tonight? All right, man. I'll see you later. See you in the next one. I'll see you later. Peace out, man.